Hi, I'm Linda Odinson from IO Earth, and you're watching liveprog.com.
Oh, you're already there. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just watching this. You know what? You start without me. I'll be there in a second.
So are you gonna try and spend the night? Take one down. This bottle is not the only thing to pass around. Tell me something that only has a certain sound. I will lean in and agree. You may well think you found your next little pick it up, put it down. Pick it up, put it down.
Sorry about that. I was just, still watching that amazing live bonus DVD that came with this album. This one, District 97, The Trouble with Machines. I'll show you. When you open it up, you have the CD, but carefully flipping it, and we have a DVD. Recorded at the performance at the Rossfest Festival, I think very recently, because it features a lot of tracks from this amazing album. Now, of course, you've already seen it, that I have video in it, and I will use it a little bit more because, for the simple reason, this band is such an amazing band to see live on stage. They have such an amount of energy. There's such a beautiful dynamic in the group, but also in the music. So I figured, I could let you listen to tracks from the album and put some photos in, but what better to see the band in action, when they play the songs, because this band is absolutely phenomenal. And I gotta say, I am very happy to say that the future for prog is safe. I mean, we have an upcoming new generation of young people making incredible music, making prog, and not the easiest kind of prog. I mean, from Holland we have Sky Architect, from the UK we have Haken, and from America, from Chicago, Illinois, come District 97. Their name almost sounds like a movie. Yeah, alright. An incredible band, and I gotta say, I heard of them before, because in 2011 they released their debut album, and I was already very interested in getting a copy of that, doing a review of it. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So this is the first time I'm bringing you District 97 here. One of the reasons, I'm going to say it and then we get it done with, one of the main things that they got a lot of attention was the simple fact that the singer of the band, Leslie Hunt, took part in American Idol. Now, you know me, I really hate those shows, but she made it to the top 10. She didn't win it, but it didn't stop her in any way. She just moved on, and now she's the lead vocalist of District 97. And I gotta say, wow, she has an amazing voice. But more of that later on. Because the band was formed in 2006, and Leslie Hunt took part in American Idol in 2007. So the band started off as a instrumental band, a four-piece band. I'm gonna open it up because I am going to cheat. I can't do everything from my head, I'm getting a little bit older. The band was formed by Jonathan Schang and Patrick Mulcahy, drums and bass, the rhythm section. They got in a guitar player who was replaced a couple of years later by the man who is now the guitar player, Jim Tashjian, and we have Rob Clearfield doing keyboards and additional guitars. Those four form the musician part of District 97. Now, again, when I was listening to the album, I realized, this is really amazing, but it's very intense music. This album is very intense. There's a lot of passion on it. There's a lot of energy on it. A lot of dynamics going on in the music, and every song is an exploration, is a treasure hunt. Oh, sorry, no pun intended. Every song shows what an exceptionally talented bunch of musicians you have on this album. If you look at them, if you see them on the video, they are young people. Nevertheless, they are very talented. I was checking out their website, doing a little background on them, and what I noticed, and that is something I absolutely love very much, they don't have a prog background. They may have been, you know, familiar with the music, but they don't have a prog background. When I look at the various members of the band, I see jazz, pop, theater, dance, those kind of, and I mean not just dance in disco, but you know, in a company. So that is the background I see in these youngsters. And then they come and bring here an album that is described as progressive metal. Well, it is fairly heavy at times, especially if they have two guitars in it. But it's not metal as such. It is very progressive. It has a lot of variation in the songs, and from one moment it's really up there, it's heavy, it's massive, and the next moment it's really calm, it's quiet, it's softer. Very notably and pretty amazing is that there's one guest musician featuring on this album, the legendary Mr. John Wetton, King Crimson, Asia, and of course his solo work. So that is pretty impressive. He sings on the track The Perfect Young Man, and I gotta say, when I was listening to that track, it's like, wow, this is simply beautiful. And it is nice to hear because Leslie Hunt is also a young singer. She has an incredible voice, very powerful, but also very versatile. She can do a lot of things with it, not just sing in one style or so, different styles, but you have this youthful energy. And then you have John Wetton's voice, and then let's be honest, I mean, he is going on for quite some years. You hear him as a very experienced singer, and it works very well in that song. So it's pretty amazing. What's also nice about this album, and they had it a lot more in their debut album, but unfortunately I haven't heard it, so can't say anything about that. But it features one other musician on this album. When the song Read Your Mind begins, you hear this beautiful cello by Katinka Kleijn from the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, again a renowned orchestra, you know, playing the cello on this track. She did a lot more cello on the previous album as well, and I love that addition, and especially when that starts and then the guitars come in. Wow, this is musical bliss, absolutely, you know. So it's an amazing album. It's 55 minutes and there's a couple of long tracks on it, especially the last track, The Thief, clocks a little over 13 minutes. The Perfect Young Man clocks around 10 minutes. The other tracks are also from a nice reasonable length. The opening track, Back and Forth. Wow, that was the first thing I ever heard from them, so it made a huge impression on me. I loved it very much, but it was a very intense track. That is something that kept going through my mind, you know. This is not some soft background music that you play on when you have visitors. No, absolutely not. This is an album, you know, you gotta play up with the volume up. Definitely. It's the compositions are really fantastic, and Jonathan Schang, the drummer, the founder of the band, he is mainly responsible for all the compositions, and wow, I'm absolutely impressed by his skills as a songwriter. I am impressed by the band for their skills as musicians. I am amazingly impressed with Leslie Hunt as her skill as a singer, and all of that together, it's almost unbelievable that they managed to put it on a disc. You know, so much talent, so much passion, so much power and energy you find on this album. And as I said, you know, this is the future of progressive rock. I mean, these youngsters, I mean, we still have the old bands. I mean, even bands like Yes are still going strong and still making music and still performing really fantastic, you know. But it's nice to see a new generation coming up that share the passion for music. They don't go for the cheap, easy pop music, but really go for the original music, the music that really has some balls in it, that really has something to offer, you know. It's not hollow. This is amazingly music. I realize I'm giving a lot of praise to this album. I think it's deserved. I think it's absolutely deserved because what they're doing is simply fantastic. So, you know, before I keep on going with more praise, I would just say, you know, make sure you get this album, District 97, Trouble with Machines. And if you have a chance to catch them live, I mean, yesterday, you know, the day after I recorded this review, they performed at the Celebrate Point 2 festival in the UK, which was the first time ever they came to these parts. They will be performing in Holland, in Germany, in Belgium. Let's hope that they will not do this just once, but they will come again. You know, that more people can see them, because I think this is a band you should see live. District 97, The Trouble with Machines.